Morning, everybody.
Morning.
2025, it's got 9:07. Regular meeting. All our commissioners present today. We have this for the court. Get this taken care of. At this time, if you would please rise. Please do the Please, the chair's going to lead some education. So please start off.
Please face the American flag. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please face the Texas flag.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one indivisible.
Pray with me, please. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, we come to you today thanking you, Lord, for all the blessings that you give each and every one of us, Lord. Thank you for your son, Jesus, that died on the cross for our sins, Lord, to give us a chance to be with you in heaven if we do your will. Lord, I ask this morning that you be with Judge Knight and the commissioners as they go through this agenda. Lord, I ask that you be with them and when they discuss and stuff, Lord, I know that they, in their hearts and minds, Lord, have promised to do the things that would be best for the citizens of Liberty County, and I praise them for that, Lord. I just ask that you bless them. Lord, thank you for everyone in attendance today and their interest. Thank you for the CASA people and the work that they do, the law enforcement, every elected official, every employee, Lord. I ask that you bless them, be with them, Lord. Lord, I also ask that you please forgive us when we fall short. In your son, Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Okay. Thank you, Sheriff. We needed a good one this morning. We got a good one, so appreciate it. Notices and proclamations. Dee Dee, I don't think we had any notices nor proclamations this morning. Okay, we'll move on to public comment. Had one person to sign up for public comment, Mr. Kurt Edwards from around Cleveland area. Kurt, if you would, please come up and visit with us. Let me explain how this works, Kurt. You get 3 minutes, and if you go over a little bit, believe me, I'll work with you all I can. We can't discuss anything back. You get to do all the talking because it's not an agenda item, but we're here to listen, okay? So whenever you're ready.
All right, I've lived out here since 2009. I live in Countrywood Estates. I'm in precinct 3. I have worked today many years on water problems in my yard. My house is actually 50 feet from the road, and now it's got to where it's up to my sidewalk and coming into my house 5 feet away. And he's done everything, but here recently, he's went out there and dug the ditches out. There's a 326 acre tract that's at the very top of our property lines. That water's coming from that tract now, coming down. He's actually went through 3 houses on County Road 3372, dug the ditches out at where the sheep are, at Joe's house. It's 1228, I think. County Road 372, and they didn't dig the other 2 houses out. So now water's staying in that ditch, water's in Joe's ditch, and then it skips. My question was to the county guys, why ain't you sticking a stick up and shooting a grate? Well, they're good enough to do it. They don't need that and everything else. But you know, it's awful funny. We got we got water here, we got dry dirt here, we got water here. It's all the way down the road. They've got to come all the way down to my house where the cross tube goes across. It feeds into the property of that property from the cross tube. I still got water in my ditch. It's in fact, if you go to the next neighbor's, his is up middle of the creek, middle of the pipe, but you get down to the end now and it's dry. You know, the water's still in our ditches, so grade needs to be shot. I'm not stupid, I'm a mechanic, but I got common sense. And I'm this kind of a person, I say how I feel, and, you know, like I said, me and Dave's always had a good relationship, me and the county boys has always had a good relationship, but now our relationship is gone. And, you know, that's sad, but I'm looking out for me. We don't live in a flood zone. He lives at the end of this property. I have worked myself to death of finding out the name of the creeks, which is Tarkington Creek, that it's over by his house. Supposedly that's the name of it. It's either that or Cherry Creek. I don't know, but I've actually called the San Jacinto River Authority. Our creek goes into the Lucis Bayou. And it's the furthest place for water to go from our area all the way off of 1010, all the way down to 1960. That's where Lucis Bayou is, where I know where it is. And even a man named Matt Barrett with the San Jacinto River Authority told me to get the county to call, and I talked to Linda and Jesse this morning, and I actually called Jesse 2 weeks ago and gave her the name of a county that the state has a fund. A creek has got to have an easement. The state of Texas has the right to go on these creeks and clean them. Needs to be cleaned. I'm tired of it. Where Dave lives, I talked to a neighbor on the corner. He said the water gets up this deep in his yard. Well, it's not that deep in mine, but I actually had to have my ditch raised just so I could get out of my property. And all my trees, all my dirt in my 5 acres is going in that ditch. Every one of my roots by my county ditch, it's 30 feet from the center of the road to the back. You got 20 feet for the county, you got 10 feet for the power company. There's plenty of access there, but I got some oak trees this big. My roots is out of the ground. I actually scrape the roots now with my lawnmower on 3. And it's not just in the front of my ditch, it's all in my woods. And I'm fixing to get out there. We also have a problem with the water coming from the County Road 3378, where a neighbor down that way has actually covered the creek. And now that all that water is coming between the 2 streets, and in my property, and I have water that deep in my woods. I mean, you know, that's what I pay my taxes for. That's what an easement is. Easements need to be clean. And that's all I'm asking. You know, I just want, we don't live in a flood zone. I've always had flood insurance. I'm disabled. I can't pay for the flood insurance. You know, I can't. I mean, I have a limited amount of money a month, and if I have to pay flood insurance and have to get the house mortgage people, it means I gotta sell my house. And you know, I worked hard for 48 years and making my Social Security and everything else. I don't ask for much. I just want to be treated right. And I want to take care of my house and the neighbors down the road. We done lost 8 trees this last flood we had. And I got pictures of them. And I'm talking 200-year-old trees. Because oaks don't have roots. But the one tree that I'm describing is a double-breast oak tree. The roots are 12 feet tall. You know, and it's not on my property, but actually, and Dave will tell you, when y'all talk or whatever, every one of them neighbors trust me. I'm actually a go-between.
Okay.
And, you know, I appreciate y'all. I mean, I even talked to you on the phone about it.
Yes, sir.
And I stopped over at the district attorney's office to ask them about them checking into the easements and stuff. I left my name and number. Nobody ever calls you back. You know, they don't call you back. At least I did get to talk to Jesse.
Okay.
So
Well, thank you for, appreciate you coming in today to visit with us. Thank
it was
you.
interesting.
Can
Yes,
you tell me your last name again?
Edwards, EDWARDS. My first name is KURT.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
thank you.
I'm gonna listen. I'm kind of interested.
All right. Okay. Next item up, number 6, declare conflicts of interest. Anyone have any conflicts of interest to declare at this time? Not you're aware of. Okay. We'll move on further. Item number 7 is consent agenda. Dwayne, we have any add-ons today? Kim, we have anything else we need to add? Okay. All right. I'm sure the commissioners had the opportunity to look over the consent agenda. Do you have any questions, concerns? If not, we'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve consent agenda.
You got a motion from Bruce, second from David to approve the consent agenda as stands. Further discussion? Hearing none, call for a vote. All in favor, say aye. Likewise, nays. That motion goes carried. Thank you, gentlemen. Next item on the regular agenda, number 8.1 for me, consider and approve authorizing the Texas Comptroller of Public Accounts to allocate a portion of the unclaimed capital credits received from electric cooperatives back to Liberty County. This is an unknown amount until the county receives the funds. We do this every year, correct? Matthew, that's just stating our purpose at this point. Okay. Got a motion from David,
Second.
second from Bruce. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. That motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 8.2 from Mr. Poston, over in the county attorney's office, consider and approve the order ratifying the location of foreclosure sales in Liberty County, Texas pursuant to the Texas Property Code 51.002. Matthew, you want to kind of lead us through the weeds on this one?
Yes, absolutely. For as long as I've known, the south steps of the courthouse have been designated by Commissioners Court as the location for foreclosure sales. Everybody knows it. I think all practicing attorneys around here know that, but we can't find the order itself. It must have existed from time immemorial. So we want to make sure that it's clear and that it's designated properly. So this is a ratification of that, of what we all know to be true. But for clarity's sake, we ask that y'all approve it.
Do we need to specify on the south side?
It's specified in the word, yes.
Yeah, so your motion to approve should be to ratify the location being the south steps of Liberty County.
Okay, got a motion from Greg, looking for a second.
Second.
Second from Bruce. Any further discussion?
I'm not seeing
Hearing none,
I don't have it. I don't have it in my
it.
package.
No, it's not in mine either.
Oh, it's not?
No. But anyway,
I can go get a copy if
No,
you
that's all
like,
right.
but that's exactly what it says, yeah.
all right, we got a motion from Greg, second from Bruce. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for vote, and all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. Motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 8.3 from Fire Marshal. I don't think he's here this morning. He had a fire he was going to check on up in the northeast section of the county. When he
Make a
called
motion
while
to
ago.
approve excluding sticks and fins.
Well, let's read the
Oh,
the
sorry.
agenda item first.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I know you want to have your fireworks. Bruce. Consider and approve order authorizing Memorial Day fireworks sales beginning May 21st, 2025, and ending on May 26th, 2025. And once again, would this be the sticks and fins considered? What's your motion?
Motion to approve excluding sticks and fins.
Got a motion from Bruce, second from David. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays.
Sorry about putting the horse before the cart.
We grab it and pull back a little bit. Sorry. Okay.
Hey,
Number-
I did find a copy of the order that you.
Oh, good.
It's in.
All right. 8.4 from Mr. Dennis over in the IT department. Consider and approve adding copiers to the master contract with Platinum Copiers for the Dayton Tax Office in JP Court Precinct 4. That's $105.36 a month for each one.
That is correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Those ones they have are old and need to be
Yeah,
replaced?
well, one of them doesn't even have one, so we're replacing an older unit that's off lease, off contract, and then we're adding an additional one.
Yes, sir. What say the court?
I'll second.
Motion from David, second from Gerald. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, call for vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. That motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Also, 8.5 from Mr. Dennis, consider and approve a desktop multi-function printer copier for precinct 4 JP for their office from CDW-G. Total cost is $412.32.
This is a one-time purchase. I believe they wanted to pull this out of the JP Technology funds. That's why it's on there.
Motion from David, second from Greg. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for vote. All in favor? Likewise,
Thank you.
nays. That motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 8.6 from Mr. Poston, Ms. McCarty, Oakland County Attorney's Office, consider and approve interlocal agreement between Liberty County and Burnett County for jail services for the purpose of housing inmates. And we have the contract ready to go.
That's correct.
Okay. Have they signed off on their side yet?
I'm not sure if, they have not.
Okay.
How much is this per inmate?
I believe it's 80.
80.
Yeah.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion from Bruce, second from David. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Likewise, nays. Motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 7 is from me. Consider and approve the 2 applicants that are being considered for appointment to Liberty County Child Welfare Board. Jennifer Region. Morning. And Meredith McNair. Good morning. All right. Cindy, if you'd like to bring them up, introduce them to everybody. And we'd love to put a name with a face. Of course, I know both ladies, but
For our Liberty County Child Welfare Board, we have 10 members. And right now we have a vacancy of 3. So Ms. Jennifer and Meredith, this is Donna Aver, our vice president. They have volunteered to their services to come on board and help us manage the approximately 35 children in foster care. We also help children in different departments of the agency. Like if a grandparent needs a bed, we're gonna use our funds to, support that, even if the child's not in foster care. So we try to do steps also to prevent a child from being removed. So our board, through the county commissioners, y'all grant us a $47,000 fiscal budget. And that's the type of funds that we use. And so we are thrilled to have some young.
careful.
I know, some new volunteers, so we're very grateful.
Thank y'all.
Thanks.
All righty. Appreciate it. Thanks for the introduction.
Second.
Second,
Motion for Greg,
David.
second from David.
Thank you. Appreciate
Thank
that.
you.
Any further discussion? Hearing no further discussion, call for vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. That motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 8, is, there's one is consider and approve the reappointment of Jim Spencer to Liberty County Housing Authority Board. Vote on that one first.
Make a motion to approve.
You're gonna do them separately.
Yes. Okay, got a motion from Bruce. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second from David. Okay, further discussion? Hearing none, call for a vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. Okay, item B, consider and approve the appointment of Anthony Key as a residential board member to the Liberty County Housing Authority Board. I've never met Mr. Key. There you are. Okay. Stephanie, if you bring him up, let's introduce him. Okay.
You want to introduce Mr. Spencer or most of everyone?
I think the whole world knows Mr. Spencer. Yeah.
Good morning.
Morning.
You guys.
Okay. Okay.
Gives me something to do.
Now, this is for a residential board member. You want to explain the difference between the two?
We are sorely in need of people to volunteer. And we, on several occasions, were not able to make quorum. And so finding people that are willing to serve has been tough. I know I do it for the pay. I have pay.
Yeah, right.
But I just wanted to interject that we are really having a tough time making quorum. He would be a welcome addition.
It is hard to find volunteers.
Yes.
We know that. Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay. So when you say that Mr. Key is a residential member, that
He
means,
is a residential. So it is required with five, as a code regulation that we have a minimum of one tenant resident on our board. We can have more, but we need a minimum of one. They are to, have 1 year term and then can be, voted on again and selected the following year. Or if their time expires with them being on our housing program, then they would go on, they would finish their term and then we would reselect. Mr. Key has been an immaculate resident on our Liberty County Section 8 program for 5 years. He is prompt, on time, does all of his need, and is required, and has a good relationship with his I sent out a flyer to 238 members that are on our program and had one respond. That was Mr. Key.
Okay.
So, we're not having our doors locked down by any means for free help, so I do appreciate y'all considering Mr. Key.
okay.
Make a motion to approve.
Motion from Bruce, second from David. Any further discussion?
Thank you, sir.
Hearing none, call for vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. That motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. All right, number 9 from Ms. Harris over at the County Treasurer's Office. Consider and approve the public funds collateral and pledge agreement between Liberty County and Prosperity Bank. You know,
Yes, sir.
give us a little bit of description of this, Kim?
Happy to. So the court approved Prosperity as our repository bank, and this is a follow-up agreement where Prosperity agrees to provide the required collateral. And it is the pledge agreement with Liberty County and Prosperity. On number 1, the collateral, there's a blank there. Our investment policy requires the collateral to be at least 110% of our aggregate balances, so fill in 110% here. But it's a standard agreement, and I recommend the board pass it.
Okay,
Make a motion to approve.
motion from Bruce, second from David. Is there any further discussion? Really, Gerald? You don't have anything? Nothing? You good with that? Okay.
Oh, I'm that guy?
No, it's just a banking question.
Oh, well, I don't have any intelligent questions to ask.
All right, hearing none, call for a vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. I gotta pick at Gerald every once in a while. Since he's so new, right? He's not
Keep
that
on.
new.
Keep me on my.
Yeah, he's not that new, believe me.
See.
Okay, number 810 for me is consideration and possible action to approve a contract for management services to Gary R. Trailer and Associates Incorporated for execution of contract number CDV 23-0495 between Liberty County and the Texas Department of Agriculture regarding the 2023 Texas Community Block Grant Program for drainage improvements for WCID number 5. And WCID number 5, as we know, is in Liberty, in the Liberty City proper. So, but Matthew, you have anything you might want to add to that? I believe it's pretty self-explanatory.
I reviewed it, it looks standard.
Yes, ma'am, if you would please come up and visit with us. And be sure to let Lee know who you are so she could write it down for the record.
I'm Cheryl Gray, I'm with Trailer and Associates. This is, I think you're all aware that it's a CDBG contract. Basically, the WCID does not have the standing to file an application for that. So the county has graciously done that so that we can have some drainage improvements done.
Yes,
for the
ma'am.
county.
Okay. Mighty fine.
Make a motion to approve.
Got a motion from Bruce, a second from Greg. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, call for vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. That motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. All right. Number 811, also from me, is consideration and possible action to approve a contract for engineering services to Freeze and Nichols Incorporated for execution of contract number CDV 23-0495 between Liberty County and the Texas Department of Agriculture regarding the 2023 Texas Community Block Grant Program for drainage improvements for WCID number 5. So offer any words of wisdom for this particular part?
This is
It's
just the engineering services. There were several engineers that submitted applications for this, and Fraser Nichols was selected as staff engineer.
okay. Matthew and Catherine, we're okay with the contract work. Okay.
The contracts look just fine.
Motion to approve.
Motion from Bruce. Second from David. Is there any further discussion? That was you, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Was that Greg?
It was Greg.
It was?
Let's second it.
Y'all kind of sound the same over here today. Okay. Motion from Greg, second from David. Okay. And I used Q-tips this morning. I guarantee I did. Okay. Call for vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. That motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, ma'am. Appreciate you coming in today.
Thank you, man.
Item number 812 from Commissioner Karbowski, consider and approve a county road easement for utility, a water line specifically, relocation due to a culvert replacement. and
Most of the time,
repair.
we don't see these on court because utility companies usually don't come and ask us anything. They just do it. This is on a culvert that we had replaced, that their water line was basically run through. So,
The water line was run through the culvert.
through the culvert. yeah.
Okay.
So they're.
That never
they're
froze,
redoing it,
did it?
And I appreciate them coming out and doing it.
Got a motion from David,
I'll second.
second from Gerald. Is there any further discussion?
Your Honor, we've taken a look at this. I couldn't find any of the easement documents submitted, so it looks like we're going to have to draft those. Is that correct?
The easements, usually, utility companies, to my understanding, have the rights to use our county property. They just normally don't ask for it, and Raywood Water Company has a interlocal agreement with Liberty County.
Right, so, I mean, they have statutory rights to use it already, but if we're trying, if what they're asking for is a true easement, then we might need to take a little bit more look at this. But I mean, if the motion is approve their statutory rights, or their right to use
I'm
our
approving their
easement.
statutory rights.
Okay, then I don't.
We don't need to approve that, do we?
We wouldn't, yeah, so it's
Yeah.
but if they want the clarification, I don't see harm.
They just want to make sure we're on a good relationship.
Sure.
So- Okay, Lee, you got this?
Well, I mean, I'm a bit confused. Is it going across private property or is it just
No,
along the
it's-
county road?
County road.
Okay, well, there is statutory covered for that, so I don't think, but, you know, it's fine.
Well, let's just stay transparent as we can on this.
Yeah. So what's the motion then?
Yeah. I made a motion to approve. I don't know.
Maybe to reiterate statutory rights.
Yeah, so, motion to approve the use of our easement under their statutory rights. And this is for the city themselves?
It's for the
Or the Raywood Water
Raywood
Department.
Water Company.
So that,
Make a motion to approve to use our easement. Statutory rights.
to Raywood.
To Raywood.
Yes, Todd.
All right,
Yeah.
David got the motion. Gerald, you still want to have the second? Okay.
Hang on, is it Raywood Water Company?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, and who made the motion? Sorry.
David made the motion, Gerald made the second.
Okay, got it. Okay.
Good, okay. All right, any further discussion? Hearing none, call for vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And that motion passes. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 813 for me is consider and approve the execution of general and no litigation certificate for Southeast Texas Housing Finance Corporation in triplicate. We still are a member of the Southeast Texas Housing Finance Corporation. Matthew, is there anything you want to add about the no litigation aspect of this?
I've looked at these in the past. It's been a minute though. I didn't review for today. I believe that these are saying that there is no litigation the county is expecting or currently in.
Right.
That could affect our bottom line more or less. So, the coverage of insurance, et cetera, would provide protection. But if you'd like, I'm happy to take a look at these to get a little bit more security.
What say the court?
When I read through these documents, of course, I'm not even going to pretend to understand all the legalese that I'm reading, but it specifically notes in this particular one, Bay Terrace Apartments in Baytown. And so I just don't know what the county's connection is to this.
So the Southeast Texas Housing Finance Corporation finances construction of, among other things, finances construction of apartment buildings that they can
Renovate.
or renovate,
Rehabilitate.
to allow for low-income residents there.
Okay.
And so as a part of that, we, being a part of that Housing Finance Corporation or a sponsoring entity, we could be on the hook for some of those construction costs, et cetera, if they fail. So we're providing security,
Okay.
saying, hey, look, we're not under any litigation that would impact the Housing Finance Corporation's ability to borrow money, et cetera, and finance.
So this
it.
indemnifies the county from any claims if there's an issue with their payments or something.
Right. So yeah, what we're saying is we as kind of like co-signers on their financing, whether it be it bonds or et cetera, we don't have any issues acting as co-signers on those deals. I don't know if I said that clearly enough.
Okay, but we won't have any liabilities associated with it. That's what it's indemnifying us from.
So do you need to look at this further?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Let's table this and.
Okay.
I mean, I don't.
Second.
Who made the first motion?
That
David.
is correct. Yeah, it is.
I take 14 as just a.
It was a
It's the same
duplicate.
thing.
We just want to make sure it was going to be clarified. So
You sure we don't need to do it in triplets?
we could.
It says Wyndham Park Baytown on that one. So again, I didn't know what we were doing here.
Yeah. Yeah. No, definitely.
Okay, so David, you made the motion to table. Was that Bruce made the second?
Yeah.
Okay. Further discussion?
Are we doing 14 or 13?
13, but we're
13.
going to go to 14 and take no action.
Okay.
Okay, so all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. That motion carries. Number 14, I would request we take no action on this one, since it is a duplicate of 13. Consider and approve the execution of general and no litigation certificate for Southeast Texas Housing Finance Corporation in triplicate. And what's it? take no action.
Second.
That's from David. Second from Bruce. Pretty sure that was you this time.
Yep.
I'm still listening as hard as I can. Okay. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Likewise, nays. That motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 15, from Mr. Poston and Ms. McCarty. This is the public meeting item that we discussed earlier. Consider and approve both the service and assessment plan in section 1 assessment role for the Gemini Public Improvement District. That's the Gemini subdivision, Liberty County, Texas, as previously established by Commissioners Court resolution in May 2024. Matthew, is there anything you or Catherine would like to add to this?
I'm gonna let
Yeah, so
Catherine handle this.
these are two separate documents, and according to Chapter 372 of the Local Government Code, the Service and Assessment Plan has to be approved by Commissioners Court in order to levy the assessments on the Section 1 lots in the recently developed Gemini subdivision. So these items are necessary to levy the fees associated with the public improvement district.
Make a motion to approve.
Can we adjust this to call it the Liberty County Gemini Public Improvement District number 1, so it has the additional name?
Sure.
Mr. Brown, Mr. Brown has a question.
I just had a technical question. I wasn't able to attend the meeting this morning, but is it implied that the county will enter into a contract to collect that PID, or is that something that's been considered? Because if it is, we need to, in addition to that, we need to get a contract for collection.
Y'all approved that, what, a
Yes.
month ago?
Yes, that was approved
So we already got that in place.
probably almost a year ago at this point.
So
Yes,
that's
sir.
something we'll be collecting
Yes,
this year.
sir. Yes, sir.
you.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll add that to your list of things to do there, Brother Rick.
Just another one. Yes.
Okay. Got a motion from David,
Second.
second from Bruce to approve. Is there any further discussion?
Yes,
Okay.
Your Honor.
Thank you.
I didn't want to disappoint anybody.
Please don't.
So this is one of many exclusions. When you look at the letter from LJA that says that they check for compliance with county standards, but the sealing engineer, signed and sealed engineer, which I believe in this case is Spear Point Engineering. Can somebody validate that?
Yes, sir, that's correct.
So do we have, are they a long-term, or is this is a trusted engineering firm that says that everything they've done for this subdivision is correct?
So as.
Has it been,
Come up, minutes. Y'all, come up,
have they been in
introduce
business?
Again.
I don't know if somebody just has a document that says that they're a PE and they signed off, but if all the accountability for this subdivision and the responsibility goes back to this company, because they've signed and sealed the drawings, I just want to know what their standing is, how long they've been in business, and can we count on them to stand behind their product?
Yes, sir, understood. So Ellison Development is the developer of the subdivision. We hired Spear Point Engineering to
Okay.
design the subdivision for us. We've got a long-term relationship with Spear Point. They've been working for us for a number of years.
Okay.
And of course, everything that they do gets submitted to the county's engineer for approval, for review of the plans and approval, which has all been done. And as we said earlier, the project is under construction, the paving is going in, the underground utilities are already in.
Okay.
Everything is being done, the right way.
Again, you're just the first one on the agenda. There are a number of these documents in here this time that have gone through LJA, and that exclusion is taken on every one of them. And I just wanted to understand if Spear Point was
Yeah, and of
was
course,
a
we
reputable
understand, and we
company. I've never
require
heard
them
of
to
them.
have good liability insurance.
Okay. Okay.
As do we, and the county has bonds, to cover our work also. So
Okay.
all that's been done.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay, we have a motion from David, second from Bruce to approve. Now, any further discussion? Hearing none, call for vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. That motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. All right, number 816 from Mr. Post and Ms. McCarty. Consider and approve a letter to Tyler Technologies Incorporated indicating that Liberty County does not wish to renew the contract for the Modria Solutions. Well, anybody want to embellish that a little bit? I mean, you just want to cut them loose.
So we received an email from Tyler Technologies that they're sunsetting this product. And they said that they needed a letter from Liberty County, from the court, saying that we do not wish to renew this product. I'm not quite sure why that's needed if they're sunsetting the product, but that's what they're requesting.
What is the product?
It's an online dispute resolution service. Mainly the JP's offices are over it, and it allows small claims litigants, it could be up in district court or county court as well, but litigants to meet in a place where all of their communications are recorded and monitored to make sure it's professional, but in hopes that they'll resolve their case without further court action. So I don't know how much, it was mainly our JP courts we got trained in. I don't know how much it's been used. But in any event, it doesn't matter because
Are they replacing it with anything or no?
I remember during those discussions, I remember that they had talked about this was going to have a limited lifespan of a few years at that time. I think they have something in the works, but I do not know.
I don't believe we've been made aware of any comparable product at this time.
Okay. I'm just wondering, is it something we use all the time or no?
I wasn't aware that we were using it that much.
Okay.
I think I even spoke before a bar meeting, like, y'all might want to use this some more, but no, I don't think we were taking advantage of it a whole lot.
Okay.
It was really more of a service for the public to kind of help keep legal costs down, I think, at the small claims level.
Okay.
And I don't think it was being utilized that much. It's a good concept, but just
Didn't work.
that much in reality.
Make a motion to approve.
Motion from Bruce. Second from David. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. That motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 817 from Ms. Soliday, over in permits and inspections. Consider and approve the amendment number 7 to the GLO contract 20-066-013-C095 housing buyout.
And welcome to Miss Soliday Hour.
That's not, I was having a hard time. I didn't have anything last time. This is actually a $0 amendment. We do have the last 4 houses on this grant already contracted for demolition. They want this month extensions just to make sure we get all the paperwork and everything completed once these houses are demoed. And if this weather holds out, everything should be done on time.
I think it's fixing to hold out because I feel a strong indication that we're going to have a drought coming in pretty quick. So
Don't say that too loud, but
I know.
yes.
Make a motion to approve.
Motion from Bruce, second from Greg. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, call for vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. That motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 18, also from Melinda, consider and approve the Hallett Materials Sand and Gravel Pit No Rise Review. Attached is the packet, in the packet is the LJA engineering letter of no objection for the site as currently proposed, provided that the project is not substantially modified from the current design. And this is one we've been tossing back and forth quite some time.
Yes, sir. I'm sure they're very glad to hear this. It was originally submitted as a cloner, but it came down to it does not need to be done that way. It just needs the no rise review, and then all the rest of their engineering, any buildings or anything like that, will still go through LJA.
Okay.
But now they'll be able to get their electric hooked up, and they'll be able to start getting their permits.
Second.
Motion from David, second from Greg. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. Motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 19 from Ms. Soliday, consider and approve draw request number 7 for the LJA Engineering invoice number 202513997 in the amount of $564,400 for Liberty County 24-065-014-E171 Mint Mod grant. So this is, sounds like they're getting close to completing their project.
Getting close, getting close. Yeah, this is actually just the draw request, so we can get the funds on the ground.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion from David, second from Bruce. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. That motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 20 from Ms. Soliday, consider and approve payment request for LJ Engineering invoice number 202513997, the amount of $564,400 for the Liberty County 24-065-014-E171 mid-mod grant. So they want to get paid.
So
Yes.
what is the difference between these two motions?
Okay, one, I knew somebody was gonna ask that, so I was prepared. This has to be done as two separate items. One, we have to have the draw request approved so we can actually get the funds for the grant work that was done.
Okay.
Then we have to have permission to actually pay
Pay.
once we receive the funds. And I believe there's agreement, once the funds come in, I think it's like 3 days, we have to pay.
Okay. Thank you.
Make a motion to approve.
Motion from Bruce, second from David. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. That motion does carry. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 21 from Ms. Soliday, consider and approve invoice number 12901.00-20 dated 3/31/25 in the amount of $4,950 for the Ames Sanitary Sewer Improvements Project services from Schaumburg and Polk Incorporated using ARPA funds. Mayor Domain has signed off on the invoice. I believe that's explanatory. Okay,
Make
what's
a
in the
motion
court?
to approve.
Motion from Bruce, second from David. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Likewise, nays. That motion does carry. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 22 from Ms. Soliday, consider and approve the following invoices. Number 202416541 dated 6/7/24 for $19,980. Number 202500830 dated 2/10/25 for $2,655.32. The total amount is $22,635.32 for the Hull Freshwater Well Project Services from LJ Engineering Incorporated using ARPA funds. Invoices attached with signatures are inclusive. I believe that's pretty self-explanatory as well.
Make a motion to approve.
Motion from Bruce, second from David. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Likewise, nays. That motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 23 from Ms. Soliday, consider and approve LJ Engineering monthly estimate request to King Solution Services LLC dated March 31st, 2025 in the amount of $205,583.40 for wastewater engineering services for the city of Hardin using ARPA funds. All backup is included in the packet. Again, this is very explanatory.
Ms. Soliday,
Yes,
how are we doing on these three projects?
I actually had a meeting Thursday afternoon with them to go over.
All three of them?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
This King Solution is actually the contractor that was selected to actually do the work.
Make a motion to approve.
Motion from Bruce, second from David to approve. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. That motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 24 from Ms. Soliday, consider and approve the request from the Forest Lake subdivision to change the name of the subdivision to Serenity Pines. This includes the master drainage study, preliminary drainage plans, preliminary plat, section 1, 2, and 3, and variance approved through the March 25th, 2025 Commissioners Court meeting. So we're just changing the name of the subdivision by the request.
I just want to note that they still have to file something in my office, that this isn't sufficient. I have to have paperwork, so.
Make a motion to approve.
Like, where is this subdivision at?
Of 1010.
Oh, okay.
Motion from Dave, that was second from Bruce?
Yes.
Okay. All right, any further discussion? Hearing none, call for a vote. All in favor? Likewise, nays. That motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 25, from Ms. Soliday, consider and approve the request from Serenity Pines, formerly Forest Lake. Well, they had figured out they were going to get changed before we got to it, right? Okay. Subdivision for a variance on minimum setbacks of 20 feet for lots around knuckles and cul-de-sacs. Attached for your view is their request as well as an LJA engineering letter of no objection.
There should be, that's, for the cul-de-sac areas, they're wanting a smaller setback rather than the 25, they want to do the 20.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion from David, second from Bruce to approve. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. Motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 26 from Ms. Soliday. Consider and approve the preliminary plat for the Gemini subdivision section 2. Attached is a letter from LJ Engineering for approval of the preliminary plat for Gemini subdivision section 2. Okay.
Make a motion to approve.
Motion from David, second from Greg. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. Motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 27 from Ms. Soliday, consider and approve the variance request from Gemini subdivision section 2 for wet bottom ponds. Attached is LJ engineering letter of no objection. Wet bottom ponds.
We did a wet bottom
We
ponds
did, actually, what they
earlier
want
in
to
the
do
year.
instead of the V that we require.
Right.
They want to do the wet bottom because they're actually going to make it an amenities where people can walk around
Right.
and they're going to use it as a beautification.
So we did one of these earlier in the year for
Yes,
somebody.
sir. Yes, sir.
Make a motion to approve.
Where you say LJ has no objections, does that mean they meet all our requirements?
Yes, yes.
Okay,
Yes.
got,
Yeah,
Second.
got a motion from David, second from Bruce. All right.
I won't bring you anything unless I have a letter from LJ.
Thank you. Got a motion from David, second from Bruce to approve. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, call for vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. That motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 28 from Ms. Soliday, consider and approve the preliminary plat for Gemini subdivision section 3. Attached is the LJ engineering letter of preliminary plat approval. And this is the first step in the process of review.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion from David, second from Bruce to approve. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for a vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. That motion carries. Melinda, thank you. Appreciate you standing up here. Okay. Number 29, 30, and 31 will be items that will be considered in executive session. And of course, the Commissioners Court, Liberty County, reserves the right to adjourn in executive session anytime during the course of this meeting to discuss any of the matters listed above, as authorized by Texas Government Code sections, of course, 551.071, which is consultation with attorney, 551.072, which is deliberation about real property, 551.0725, deliberations regarding contract being negotiated, 551.073, deliberations about gifts and donations, We don't see that very often. 551.074 is personnel matters. 551.076 deliberations about security devices, and 551.0787 economic development, and 418.183 security matters. And these particular ones, it looks like we would be considering consultation with attorney. Actually, in
Last one's.
number one, number two would be consultation with attorney, which would be 551.071. The last one would be 551.0725, deliberation about contracts being negotiated. At this time, I would request that the commissioners approve, we move into executive session. Motion from Bruce, second from, I think that was David. Any discussion? Hearing none, call for a vote. All in favor? Likewise, nays. It is now 10:05. We are in executive session. Okay, it's now 11:03. We're back in regular session. The three items for consideration, moving out of the executive session back into regular session. Item number 29, with Mr. Post and Ms. McCarty, consider and approve confidential settlement agreement and general release in EEOC charge number 460-2024-0596. And what is the court's pleasure in that regard?
Make a motion to go on the recommendation of our county attorney and outside counsel to settle this matter.
I'll second it.
Got a motion from Bruce and a second from Gerald to accept recommendation, county attorney's office and outside counsel, and accept the recommendation. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, call for vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. That motion carries. Nay?
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay. 3 ayes and 1 nay from Mr. Whitmire. Okay? But yet it still passes.
Yes.
Okay. Number 30, from Mr. Post and Ms. McCarty, consider and approve confidential settlement agreement and general release in EEOC charge number 460-2024-06697. And that was, again, to consider confidential settlement agreement.
Make a motion to accept the recommendations from county attorney and outside counsel to settle on this one also.
I'll second it.
Got a motion from Bruce, a second from Gerald. Call for a vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays.
No. No.
Okay, we got 3 ayes and 1 nay from Mr. Whitmire. Okay. Yet the motion does still pass. Number 31, consider and approve allowing a representative of Liberty County to enter into negotiations with Fortis Investments LLC for the purchase of 400 Main Street, Liberty County, Texas. And after considerable discussion, what is the court's pleasure?
I guess I'll make the motion to nominate Bruce Korbowski to explore the possibility of the potential purchase of that property located on 400 Main Street.
Okay, have a motion. Got a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
I think David got the second. Okay.
And along with that, I appreciate the nomination, and this is only one of the many projects that the county is working on right now. And we are considering between now and budget time, the animal shelter, and several other items that we are working on along with this project.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, call for vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. That motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen.
Make a motion to adjourn.
I believe we have a motion to adjourn from Bruce, second from David. Is there any further discussion? Call for vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned.